There is a tale once told about a young boy from a village far outside of Nairobi, Kenya, who had a habit of not telling the truth. Sometimes he lied to get out of trouble, other times to avoid having to do something unpleasant that he didn't want to do. The constant lying frustrated his parents. It reached a point of concern for the child when his parents sat down with him and explained they no longer trusted him. They told him that the many privileges that he had in life would be taken away because of his constant lying. The child, for the first time in his life, experienced the heartache of his parents' lost faith in him. One day, instead of playing with the other children, as he was accustomed to doing, the boy set out to a place in the jungle where there lived an old healer. He was distraught over the thought that he had lost the trust of his parents and wanted the old healer to make a potion for him that would restore their faith in him. The old healer explained that he could make such a potion, but one of the most difficult ingredients to obtain was the whisker of a living lion. The child left the healer more determined than ever to restore his parents' faith in him. That evening, while his family slept, he crept out of the village to the edge of the savannah, carrying a piece of meat in a small satchel. He knew that a great lion lived in this area. When he heard a roar, he dropped the satchel of meat and ran back home. The next evening, he left his home again and ventured a little further into the savannah. He could make out the silhouette of the lion, and so he stopped, put the meat down on the ground, and ran back home. Each evening, the boy drew closer and closer to the lion before setting the meat down on the ground and running back home. He did this every night for several weeks until he was within arm's length of the great lion. He placed the meat on the ground and took a step back, not running away this time. The lion walked closer to the boy, allowing him to stroke his mane. In a very stealth-like manner, the boy removed a sharp blade he had brought with him and snipped one of the lion's whiskers from his chin, saying, thank you, my dear friend, thank you so much." The next day, the child was filled with joy. He now had everything he needed for the old healer to make the potion that would restore his parents' trust and faith in him. He found the old healer sitting before a large fire. When he handed him the whisker, the healer immediately tossed it into the fire. The boy cried out in shock, asking why he would do such a thing, explaining all that he had done to secure the whisker of the great lion. When the old healer finally spoke, he reminded the boy that he had made a beast of the wilderness trust him. He then asked the boy if the trust and faith of loving parents could be harder to obtain than that of a wild beast. The boy returned home and slowly, over time, was able to gain the trust of his parents back. Doni doni, kono ni benyagada.